Hi, everybody. It's Mike and Jeannie from Here the Watchmen, and we are here today with, are you serious? Paul Begley. And we're here to talk to you today about the trip that we're doing to Israel. It's Paul Begley Ministries and Here the Watchmen. We're going to go over to Israel for the 70th year in Israel. Jeannie, talk about it.
Well, I am just thrilled, Pastor Paul, that we are partnering on this amazing trip. And this is, to me, a trip of a lifetime. I am beside myself. And to be honest with you, I have not been to Israel, but I'm going in May for the first time ever. And now I get to go again with Here the Watchmen family, all of you. And we are so thrilled that Pastor Paul and Heidi are going to be leading this tour. I'll be co-hosting. It's just going to be amazing. And Pastor, why don't you tell, first of all, thank you for coming on, and we're so glad to have you. And why don't you tell everybody a little bit more about the significance of this amazing trip?
All right. Well, thank you, Mike and Jeannie. Thank you so much. And first of all, it's an honor to be going with you guys, partnering up with Here the Watchmen on this tour. I mean, that's an honor, okay? And it's going to be unbelievable. This will be my 8th time. Well, I'm going again in the year, so it'll be about the 9th time for me to go to Israel when we go on this trip. And let me just say, every time you go to the Holy Lands, it's a spiritual adventure. It's a spiritual journey. The Bible becomes alive. It just literally jumps off the pages from the rest of your life. When you read the Bible, you'll start reading and you'll see a town, a village, a place. You'll say, I was there. I know what that looks like. I know what the landscape is. And I also know what the anointing's like. And so Jerusalem is a city that's just incredible. It's the city of the great king. So to think to go to Israel after 70 years, Jeannie, of Israel becoming a nation is just unbelievable. Jesus said, this generation shall not pass away until they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. I mean, this is unbelievable. And for the folks that's going to go with us, all of you that are going to go with us, you are going to have, you'll feel like you're born again. Okay, that's what's going to happen to you.
Wow.
Well, you know, Paul, let me ask you a question. I mean, I'm looking at the brochure here, and wow, I mean, there is a lot of great stuff. There you go, folks. That's it. $4,399 includes everything. All you have to do is get to New York, and then you fly from New York to Israel. You're going to actually do baptisms while you're there. And you're going to do those baptisms in the Jordan River. And I saw a YouTube of you the other day doing it. What is that like?
That is phenomenal. I mean, that is like, you know, the ultimate experience for me was when I got baptized in the Jordan River back in 1996. But whenever I baptized 70 people in the Jordan River last year in one day. It was one of the greatest experiences. Tears are flowing. People are just, you hear people singing. You're in the Jordan River. This is where Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist. This is where Naaman, who had leprosy, waded into the water, and he dipped 7 times. And when he came out the 7th time, his leprosy was gone. You know, this is the Bible. You're in the Jordan River. It is unreal. So I say to every person that goes to Israel, you need to be baptized in the Jordan River, because it's a spiritual experience. Like I said, you feel like you're born again, and that's one of the, and there's something about it too. I'm just going to tell you, something changes in you. Jordan, you know, we talk about it, you know, when you're going to die, you know, we say, well, I'm getting ready to cross over Jordan into heaven, into Canaan land. Well, Jordan River plays a major role in biblical prophecy.
You know, it's funny, Paul. My mom passed away about 15 years ago, and she had cancer. And, you know, I was spending a lot of time with her in her last days. And I said, Mom, if you could look back at your life, what would be the highlights of your life? And she really surprised me. She said, well, giving birth to my 4 children and going to Israel. And I was blown away because my mom was a devout Catholic. Okay. Why? Like when she told me she was going to Israel at the time, I wasn't connected to Israel at that time in my life, in my journey, in my spiritual journey. And over the last 10 years, it is becoming, I am drawn. And I told Mike last year, I said, you know, I got to do before I die. I'm dying to go to Israel. I'm dying. I want to go so badly. There's something just drawing me. And I know a lot of the listeners to this show are feeling the same way. And, you know, let me tell you something. First of all, this trip is a first-class trip, custom designed by Paul and Heidi. Because they've been so many times, they know the highlights. So this isn't just some tour that, you know, you can go, you know, go online and buy a tour. Pastor Paul and I sat down with Heidi and we sketched out all the details of the perfect tour. If we could do the perfect tour, what would it be? We went to the tour company and they custom created this tour. And we're keeping it really small and intimate so that we're going to have the most amazing fellowship during this trip. So it's going to be just so intimate and so amazing to go with Paul because he knows the history and he knows the significance. And my mom, you know, just blew my mind. I've never forgotten that. And to me, to go with the Hear the Watchmen and Paul Begley prophecy family of just this is like our family. I mean, can you imagine, you know, you go on another tour, you might know 2 people, but this is going to be a group of people, like-minded believers who are going to be so blessed. And we're going to get such an enriching trip. In fact, Paul, you're going to be speaking every evening.
That's correct. And that's going to be awesome because I think what the energy, literally the energy every evening is we will come back to the hotel after being out all day, going to biblical sites. And so people will be on another level spiritually. I mean, seriously, it'd be an awesome crowd. They might be a little tired, but they will be spiritually energized. And I can tell you, when you go to the Garden Tomb, there's nothing like it. It's a beautiful garden anyway, and they make it so it's beautiful. To go to Golgotha and then to walk to the tomb, to go inside the tomb where Christ rose from the dead, it's just a tremendous spiritual encounter. To take a boat ride across the Sea of Galilee is just the most peaceful thing. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's just to take that boat ride with all the rest of the brothers. People start singing. It's just incredible. And so a lot of times people think of Israel, they think of news clips of bombings, tear gas, Jews, Muslims. They don't understand that when we go, that's why we tailor-made this to suit the Christian experience in the Holy Lands with our Jewish brothers and sisters out there. I mean, this is it. So you go to the places where Jesus was, where Christ was. You go to the very significant places that are so important to the nation of Israel, like the Holocaust Museum, like the Dead Sea Scroll Museum. I mean, it's just going to consume people. It's going to be amazing. And Jeannie, you know, you and Heidi were talking about let's slow the thing down a little bit and make sure we have places where ladies can shop at some of the gift shops, and you know, to take our time. This has been so well thought out, and I'm so proud of the tour group that worked with us on this. It's going to change your life. If you're watching right now, this isn't Disney World, forget it. You're not going on a vacation somewhere where just you and your family and you're hanging out in a food court somewhere. You're going to the Holy Land, and you're going to have a Holy Land experience for sure. Okay, praise God.
Yeah, it's going to be.
And you know, Paul, I mean, what's really incredible, not only are you going over there, and you've been there several times, when you're over there, you're going to hook up with Zev Porat, Messianic Rabbi Zev Porat, who's in Israel. He's been to Hear the Watchmen. He'll be at Hear the Watchmen in Dallas, Texas this March.
Awesome.
Just an incredible guy who will talk to you and walk you through the real history of Israel. I mean,
what a blessing. I mean, he was amazing, folks. He's amazing. And for him to share with folks the fact that, he's a Messianic Jew, a rabbi, who now understands what it means for the Jewish people to come to the recognition of Yeshua as the Messiah and to have that experience. So he gets the best of both worlds and can share that with folks. That is tremendous. That's a tremendous biblical insight, spiritual insight, and it really helps if you're like myself, a Gentile. It really helps us to see the other side, to understand what the plight of the Jewish people and what they had to go through. And when he came to the understanding of Christ and how that there's more of that happening. Messianic Jews are expanding across the world. There's a revival going on in Israel right now, and where people are coming to the knowledge of Christ. It's amazing. So this trip is going to be so enlightening. I mean, matter of fact, I was just talking to Messianic Rabbi Stephen Ben Nanoon. Just had him on the show a week ago, and he said, "Oh, if you don't mind," he said, "I'll make sure I'm there. Can I just drop in?"
Oh,
okay. Can I just
good.
drop in?
I love him.
Yeah, because he'll be there then. He happens to be in Israel in the month of October next year. So I said, "Can I just drop by and say hi?" So yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, people coming together.
That's amazing.
Coming together.
Well, and the other thing is we plan this in October because we want all the listeners, who have to start saving up. And it's so well thought out. It's not till October, so you have 11 months. All you need to do to reserve your seat, and there is very limited space. So to reserve your seat, you just have to put down $300. You can go to Paul's website or hearthewatchman.com and click on the tour link. There's a PDF of the entire brochure, or you can email me, Jeannie Moore, JeannieMoore, Jeannie Moore 777 @gmail.com, and I will personally mail you a hard copy of the brochure, as well as you can find it on either one of our websites. But what's also really amazing, we have a brother in Australia who's going to meet us there, right, Paul? And I explained to him and talked to the tour. This company is so amazing. They are the best tour company in my opinion, and I know in your and Heidi's opinion. They have the opportunity, if you aren't coming from the United States, but you are a listener or a follower of either one of our ministries, or just know somebody that lives in another country that wants to meet with us, you can buy the ground only package and then either have the tour company called Noseworthy Tours book your flight for you and meet us there, or you can use your frequent flyer miles. That brings the trip down to $2,999.
Wow.
So, and that includes this tour, you guys, includes everything.
I mean, it's food and everything, right?
3 meals a day. It includes gratuity. It includes your hotel, double occupancy.
First rate
it's
hotel.
First class. Oh, yeah. It's it's.
And you're going to spend 14 days with Pastor Paul Begley?
No, it's 11 days.
11 days? Okay, with Pastor Paul Begley and Heidi Begley?
11's going to be more than enough.
Maybe 14.
14, 11.
We don't want to exhaust Paul and Heidi. We don't want to drag them out that
What
long.
an amazing journey this really is.
It is. It is.
It really is.
And what I'm really excited about, in addition to what you said, is that we're going to the museum to see the Dead Sea Scroll that has the book of Isaiah.
Yes.
I'm so excited to see that.
Yeah, you get to see it, and it's amazing because I remember going to to Israel in '96 when the Dead Sea Scrolls had been found, but they hadn't been revealed to the public yet. And so last year when I was there, I went to the Dead Sea Scroll Museum and saw the Dead Sea Scrolls that they have displayed and the book of Isaiah. It is phenomenal to actually look at documents from 3,000 years ago. Okay, I mean, it just blows your mind. And Jeannie, the Holocaust Museum it's breathtaking. There's times no one speaks. There's 500 people going through this thing, let's say, and no one's talking because it's so well displayed what happened during the Holocaust. When you walk over 1,000 children's shoes that are in the floor under glass, you stop right there and you say, "Dear Lord." But at the same time, you realize without what happened in World War II, Israel wouldn't have become a nation. So there was so much prophecy involved in what brought this all about. And it was, you know, it's just incredible from the book of Ezekiel. So there's just so much going on there. I mean, there's just going to be such a move of God. People, when you stand, another one of my favorite things to do, I do this every time I go to Israel. The first place I always go the next morning is I just go to the Mount of Olives. And just stand up there and look at the city. And I think Jesus is coming back. He's going to split this mountain in half. I'm ready. It can be right now. Okay, it can be right now if he wants. But it's just that incredible. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Well, and it's a 70th year. I mean, it's a 70th year. They'll never again be the 70th year. And we planned it so that it's after the holidays, the Jewish high holidays, because it'll be really crowded during the holidays, but when the crowds are gone, we're going to get so much more personal attention without a lot of crowds. So right. It's the ideal time, and it's beautiful in Israel during that time of year, I understand. And, you know, it's amazing.
I mean, it really is, you guys. I mean, this really is the trip of a lifetime. Not only do you get to go with Pastor Paul Begley, and hear the Watchmen family and Heidi and the whole family. You all get to go there, but you get to experience Messianic Rabbi, Zev Parat, the whole Israel experience on the 70th year. I mean, this is an opportunity you can't miss. Go to hearthewatchman.com. Just click on the tour button or go to pastorpaulbegleyministries.com. Go there. You can find everything out, but join us. Let's really make this a family experience. Paul.
And by the way, here's the brochure. Okay. This is what it looks like. And it details every single day of what we're doing. And this is on our website, or I'll mail one to you. And the other thing, I'm going to surprise Paul here with a couple little goodies.
Okay.
Number one, if anyone buys a ticket before December 15th to go on the tour, I am going to send them a can of honest to goodness toffee.
No, your toffee? You're going to really send them a can of your toffee?
That's amazing. That's worth it.
I give it away. I can't resist. I give it away because
it gives it away all the time, you guys.
And anyway, so we're going to send you a can. So if you and your spouse or, you know, a loved one, if you want to surprise them at Christmas time with a trip to Israel, and you want me to, I'll send you this can. You can stick the brochure in the can and give it to them as a Christmas gift and just blow their mind. So that's just a little thought. So anyone that buys tickets, okay, and the email address is in the brochure, and let me know they bought tickets so I can send them a can. Or, you know, we'll be checking on the back end of the website to
yeah. And Jeannie, just so you know, I just checked before we did this. There's 10 people already bought tickets. 10 already.
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, you guys, I mean, it's gonna sell out. You need to get on. If you want to go and you want to spend time with Heidi and Pastor Paul and Jeannie and Hear the Watchmen, if you want to go, you need to get on there now and get busy.
Yeah, because it's going to sell out.
You know, and you get a free can of toffee.
And I also want to mention that at the Hear the Watchmen in Dallas, which is March 22nd through the 25th, we're going to schedule a meet and greet for anyone going to Israel or interested in going to Israel, if there's any tickets left. I doubt there will be tickets left in March, but there might be.
They're going to go fast. They're going to go fast, folks.
Yeah,
don't wait around till Dallas.
But anyone who,
you know what I'm saying? Don't wait till Dallas to find out if you want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your seat now.
But if you're coming to the conference to Hear the Watchmen, then we are going to schedule a little reception, you know, just a meet and greet. So the people that are going to be going in October that happen to be coming to our Dallas conference can meet the other people ahead of time and build a relationship with them. And we'll talk more about details of the trip at our Dallas conference with one another privately, with just our little group. So we want to offer that. If you decide to go to our conference in Dallas, that's another little goodie.
Well, let's get on one more time here. I mean, before we go, we're almost out of time. But Pastor, your website. How do they get to your website?
Yeah, just go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. Just go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. The homepage will be right there, and there's banners that go across. And I think the very first banner or second is this brochure. You click on it, boom, you're at the PDF, and you can look at the entire brochure. Or what we're doing, every package that we're shipping, we're putting a hard copy brochure in right now. So we're just doing that. Okay, if someone buys one of my DVDs, the brochure's coming at you as well. Okay, if you buy one of my books, those are coming at you as well. So just so you'll know that. But if you're specifically looking to get the hard copy, just come there and click on it, and you can request it, or you can just download it on your computer. It's on the PDF, just like you guys are doing there. And let me just say, folks, or just they could call this phone number, 1-800-929-4684. Just call the number, 1-800-929-4684, option 2. You should probably call right now, seriously, and make sure you get a ticket to get on this, because this is, I know it's going to happen. These are going to sell out, and people are going to be begging to get in this thing. And look, you better hurry. I'm serious. It's going to be so worth it. I love what you said too, Jeannie, about maybe you want to buy, maybe it's your mother and you want her to go. And you're saying, look, it's not the right time for me right now. I'm working. I got my schedule. I can't take off. But my mother's always wanted to go. My father always wanted to go. Perfect gift. Show some serious love. Buy them a seat on this trip. Change their life.
Well, it's a once in a lifetime experience. I mean, this is something, folks, that you really don't want to miss. I mean, you know, if you've been to any of Pastor Paul's conferences, he and Heidi put on top-notch conferences. If you've been to a Hear the Watchmen, you know that we try our best to pay attention to every single detail.
You guys are
that's what's happening on this. That's what's going on this tour. So join us, get there, don't miss out, folks. You
Can
don't
I say
want
something,
to miss.
Mike?
Sure.
Think about this, guys. I'm so excited. First morning, okay, you're going to fly. We're going to fly. First of all, we're going to be on a plane, and we're going to fly all the way to Israel. What an experience that is anyway. And then the first morning, after you get to Jerusalem and spend the night, get up the next morning, beautiful buffet breakfast. I mean, a spread like you wouldn't believe, okay? Plus you're eating kosher food. And then, so we have breakfast together, and we're going to the Temple Mount. Who does that? What? And then you're going to the Wailing Wall. You're going to the Pool of Bethesda, where the man was healed, where Jesus said, take up your bed and walk. And then we're going to take our time, and we'll go to Mount Zion. And then this is so cool. We're going to go to High Priest Caiaphas's house. He has it down in the dungeon is where Christ was kept the night before he was crucified. They kept him in this dungeon. You get to go down into the dungeon where Christ was. It's so moving. When you get in there, it's so moving, tears just start flowing. That's your first day. Dinner, I mean, you're just barely getting started. You're going to go to King David's tomb. We're going to have lunch somewhere in there while we're out there, and then come back for a beautiful buffet dinner every night. It's amazing. And then we're going to get together and have fellowship. I'm going to speak a little bit. I mean, come on, this is worth it. This is worth it. Are you serious?
But isn't it really? I mean, if you think about it, Pastor, I mean, this is a time as Christians where you can come together and you can experience something that you will never experience again, but the fellowship, the time with one another, getting to hold one another and
pray together.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
You know, last year I was on a tour, and there was a 97-year-old lady, and this was her lifelong dream. And so her kids paid for it, and they took her. And so, and her name was, we just called her Mama. Okay. And she was, because of her age, and she had a cane, and, you know, we were in some of these different places, and I would just reach over and take her hand and say, come on, Mama, let's go. This is few little steps here. You hold my hand as we go. And just the bond, what will happen, you will build a relationship and bonds with everybody so much that you're like a big family, and you'll never forget who you went to Israel with. I mean, that's how big this is. Unbelievable, really. I love this. I just love this.
We're going to have so much
I mean, it's
fun.
going to be good. And you know what, folks? I really want you to think about something. When you're looking at the price of all this, you know, how many of you are going to go out there and spend $4,300 on a car that will be obsolete in 2 years? Okay, this trip, if you can save your money and go on this trip, it will change your life. I mean, and this is not something that only lasts a few years. It lasts a lifetime. With Pastor Begley, with Heidi, with Jeannie, Hear the Watchman. Don't miss out on this. So again, go to hearthewatchman.com. You can get the brochure there, or Pastor Paul Begley Ministries. Just Google Pastor Paul. He's everywhere out there. And let's get together and let's really, really make a difference.
Yeah, I just want to thank you so much, Pastor Paul and Heidi. It's going to be such a blessed adventure, and we're going to have the most amazing time. We're going to see the most amazing things. We're going to have it's going to be chilling and emotional and beautiful and special. And I'm telling you, I don't care if you're 25 or 75 plus, if going to Israel is in your heart, if you get this little nudge like I got for the last 5 years, don't miss this opportunity. You will never have such an amazing, loving group. Pastor Paul and Heidi are salt of the earth. They're fun, funny, and knowledgeable. And we are going to bond and have this beautiful experience. And I just can't even wait. I wish we could go tomorrow. But please don't stall. Okay, it's only $300. All you have to do is put $300 down. You don't have to make another payment till June. So it's well worth it. You have plenty of time to save. Hopefully you'll get a tax return and next April or sooner, and you can use that money. And if you're planning a vacation, this is better. Make this your vacation for 2018. I mean, this will never happen again. So with all the things combined, this opportunity will never happen again. And we're just so blessed that you're listening to this show and that you're considering it. And we hope you see you there.
Paul, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you in Israel.
All right. We'll see all of you guys out there. God bless.
God bless. Take care.